It's my feel-good breakfast show.
New directions for the Dutch Reformed Church, which this past week has made a landmark decision, which has now meant that same-sex marriages will now be recognized by the church. Now, with a 64% majority, the church voted in favor of acknowledging same-sex unions and allowing gay ministers to be ordained without the need for them to be celibate. Now, with us on the line to chat about the church's new direction is Dutch Reformed Church moderator Nelis Janse van Rensburg. Thank you so much for taking our call this morning, Nelis.
Oh, thank you. It's a pleasure.
Now, of course, this is a historic moment for the church. Now, could you give us a bit more insight into this decision by the church, why you are now allowing this, and what led to you making this decision?
We came a long way with this whole process over the last decade, discussing this matter and having serious debates. And finally, we came to the decision that we can't afford not to decide on this matter, to postpone it further on, because it's about people, and there's people involved in this decision who are seriously, it has serious meaning for them. So we had to take a decision, and the Senate took the responsibility to take this decision now.
Yeah, and like you've just said, that it's taking 10 years to arrive at this decision, yet I believe that there are some individual churches that won't be forced to follow the ruling. So with that being said, why that decision then, allowing certain individual churches not to follow the church's mandate?
Well, the fact is that there's a huge diversity of perspectives on this matter, and we acknowledge that. It's a difficult decision. We know that people differ on this issue, and we're still on a journey, and we're journeying together. We don't want to leave people behind, so we take them serious. People who differ from this, we love one another. We're a community of people journeying together, so we're not going to leave people behind.
Yeah. And how many of the churches do you know are going to be following this church's ruling?
No, that has to be seen. It takes some courage to take this decision. And a decision like this, the fact is that we did a serious study of Scripture.
Yes.
We are very serious. We're a Reformed church, so we're very serious about Scripture. And we know that people differ on their views on Scripture, the way they read Scripture. And the fact is that we know that there will be churches that won't agree with this and will not take the same kind of decision. We will still have to wait. Churches will have to take time to consider this decision of us, and it will take a while.
Yeah. And I'm glad that you brought that up, that you did do some intense studying into Scriptures, because there are, I guess, certain organizations like the Christian Action Network that say that by making this decision, you are going against the teachings of the gospel. So how would you respond to them, especially given your insight into Scriptures that you studied?
It all depends how one reads the gospel and from which perspective you look to the different applicable verses in Scripture, because that's the issue. There are about 7 specific verses in Scripture which alludes to homosexuality, but you have to take the historic position into account, because most of those verses alludes to homosexual rape, and we are all against homosexual rape. The fact is that the Bible doesn't speak about specifically about people in a Christian relationship, faithful people who stick to one another in a permanent relationship, who are following Christ. That's not an issue in the Bible specifically. Whilst the Bible is also speaking about the mercy that the Lord has for all people, and how Jesus came and expanded his love to people, for people, all along, included people, more and more people. Already in the Old Testament, you find how the Bible opens its arms, and the faith community opens its arms for people and allow people into the faith community who were actually excluded by the law.
Yeah.
So that's a trend in the Bible. So it's not that easy to say there are 7 verses in the Bible which are against homosexuality, because it's not about homosexuality, it's about what they view about homosexuality in that time.
Yeah.
At that time. So it's more complex than just saying the Bible is against it.
Well, Niels, thank you so much for taking our call this morning. We really do appreciate it. So that is the news from Niels Janse van Rensburg, moderator of the Dutch Reformed Church, talking to us about the new landmark decision that has been taken by the church to allow same-sex marriages. So here's the question we're posing to you. Do you support the church's decision to recognize gay marriage? Let us know on our Facebook page or tweet us using our official hashtag Expresso Show. Right now, over to the rest of the team.